CNBC presents Power Lunch with Bill Griffith and Michelle Caruso Cabrera.
The government program protecting retirement income that workers earn in employer-sponsored pension plans posted a record $3.6 billion shortfall last year. They announced this yesterday. They burned through their entire $7.7 billion surplus. This is the largest pension loss in the agency's 28-year history. Should you be concerned about your pension plan? Mark Brown, certified financial planner, partner at Brown and Tedstrom, joins us right now. What does this news mean to the average pension plan participant?
Well, it means that what was thought to be a very secure plan may not be so secure. We have over 40 million Americans affected by defined benefit plans, and right now those plans are underwater by over $300 billion, or about 30% of what they should be. We should be clear, right?
This guarantee program is only if the company for which you had your pension plan suddenly is unable to pay that pension, correct?
Right, they default, which might happen at a bankruptcy or a business reversal, which we've seen a great deal over the past, say, 3 years.
And does this mean that if this national pension plan, this kind of backup system, if they are short on cash, does that mean that some folks have to be worried about whether or not they're going to get their money?
You bet. Absolutely. If in fact the safety net isn't there, then where are we going to go, or where are those companies going to go to make it up?
Okay.
And think there's only about $25 billion in that insurance company, and there's a shortfall of $300 billion, so it's a big difference.
All right, so lots of bad news still as we watch this economy weaken here. Let's get to John in Kentucky, who's got a question for Mark. John, go ahead. What's your question? John?
Hello?
Hello, yes, go ahead. What's your question for Mark?
Yes, good afternoon. Mark, my company's in bankruptcy since August. It's an airline, and as of today, they're defaulting on our pension plan. And I've got 13 years left. What happens to the money that was in our pension fund that goes to the PBGC if the PBGC is then defunct itself?
That becomes, I think, a congressional issue where new funds have to be appropriated to make those monies up. So if that, in fact, happens, we've got a big problem. I would definitely say that if you have the opportunity to take a lump sum with that plan, that would be the first thing I would do if in fact, you're able to.
The idea being you take the money that you can get now, as opposed to spreading it out?
Yeah, if you can get the money today instead of depending on what's going to happen over the next 20 or 30 years, take the money today.
Okay, Stan in Florida, go ahead. What's your question?
Yes, I've been told that the PBGC can go back 3 years to take your lump sum after a distress termination of your defined benefit plan. If you roll it to another corporate pension plan, can they touch it then?
I think that, one, I wouldn't necessarily roll it to another corporate pension plan. I'd go ahead and roll it to your IRA if, in fact, you have the ability to roll it at all. And if they, in fact, said they can go back 3 years, what they're basically saying is if we're running out of money, we want to have some options available to us. So I'd make that move right away.
And he should do exactly what then? Just roll it to his IRA?
I would roll it to his IRA before I roll it to a new company pension plan. Then you've got full control of the money versus the company.
All right. Brian in Ohio, go ahead. What's your question?
Yes, Michelle. I had worked for a food company back from 1968 through 80. It was bought out by Oscar Mayer and then Kraft. And I understand, I'm not sure whether it's in Kraft or Philip Morris. I understand Philip Morris is now Altria, is it pronounced?
Yes, it is. Mm-hmm.
So I started checking when we seen the current news on Kraft, how they're going downhill, to find out just where my money was. And when I started calling, they started switching my numbers. I end up with Fidelity Management. I'm still uncertain when I tried to go in there. My question, can I control this or move this to something of my different mutual funds that I currently have and still keep it as a pension?
He wants some control of that money.
Yeah, I would say that if you make the call and find out if you can roll it as a lump sum, now's a great time to be doing a lump sum distribution because interest rates are so low, you get about 40% more if they allow you to do that. So I would absolutely.
That's the question. Are you generally allowed to do that or not? Or
it's really defined by each different company. And many companies will do a present value calculation and say, here's your $500,000 now, or you can take $40,000 a year over your lifetime. So I'd take the $500 today.
And have him control it himself.
Absolutely.
All right,
no
thanks,
question.
Mark.
Thank you.
Mark Brown, certified financial planner and partner at Brown and Tedstrom.